Thanks for tuning in. Ham Talk Live will be on the air shortly. Please stand by. Thanks for tuning in. Ham Talk Live will be on the air shortly. Please stand by. This episode of Ham Talk Live is brought to you by Tower Electronics. For connectors, cables, and more, call 920-435-2973 or visit pl-259.com. And by ICOM. Heard it, worked it, logged it. Visit www.icomamerica.com/amateur for more information about ICOM radios.
It's Ham Radio.
Hey, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Ham Talk Live. It's episode number 181, the WWV 100th Anniversary Special Event Station, recorded live on Thursday, September 12th, 2019. I'm your host, Neil Rapp, WB9VPG. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Ham Talk Live. Tonight, we're joined by Dave Swartz, W0DAS and Matt Deutch, N0RGT, and we'll take your calls live in just a few minutes. Last week here on the show, Howard Bernstein, WB2UZE, and Rich Collins, K2UPS, were here to talk about the Long Island CW Club and their online CW classes. So if you missed that show, you can listen anytime at hamtalklive.com or on your favorite podcast app or YouTube, or you can catch the rebroadcast on WTWW. That's 5085 AM. Saturday evenings at about 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So get your WWV questions ready to go. If you're listening to us live on Thursday night, you can call us after the interview, and I'll go ahead and give you the number so you can write it down and have it ready to go when we ask for calls. That number is 812-NET-HAM-1. It's 812-638-4261. You can also tweet us. I'll be watching Twitter throughout the night. It's at Ham Talk Live on Twitter. And if you're on Spreaker, you can type into the comments there, and that should pop up here on the screen as well. So I'll give you that number again a little bit later. But first, we're going to talk to Matt and Dave right after this word from Tower Electronics right here on Ham Talk Live.
I'm sorry to bother you, but I'm having an antenna party and I ran out of PL259s.
Oh, come in.
Thank you.
Would silver-plated PL259s from Tower Electronics be too good for your guests?
Those will be fine, thank you. You saved my life the other night.
Oh, the PL259s from Tower Electronics?
Yes, they were very successful at the antenna party. My antenna works like a charm.
Then how can you ever thank me?
I'll try to think of something.
Don't be caught without PL259s. Visit Tower Electronics at a Hamfest near you, or visit them online anytime at pl-259.com, or call 920-435-2973. They have adapters, cables, antennas, soldering supplies, and meters too.
Ham Talk Live is on your side with traffic and weather together on the 8s.
WWV. All the time, all the time.
Thanks to Scott and Jill at Tower Electronics for sponsoring the show again tonight to bring you Ham Talk Live. They'll be in Peoria at the Superfest. That's September 21st and 22nd. And then they'll be in Sweetwater, Tennessee on September 28th, and October 4th and 5th, they'll be in Belton, Texas, but you can visit them anytime you want, day or night, at pl-259.com. Joining us tonight, Dave Swartz, W0DAS. He lives in Fort Collins, Colorado, and was first licensed in 1974 as a teenager in Pennsylvania. Dave graduated from Colorado State University as a geologist in 1982 and became a high school science teacher at Rocky Mountain High School. And Dave is helping organize the WWV Centennial Celebration. And Matt Deutch in W0RGT has been the chief engineer at WWV and WWVB for the National Institute of Standards and Technology in Fort Collins since 1989. From 1979 to 1991, he was an electronics technician for the Coast Guard, and Matt received his amateur radio license in 1992. So, guys, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Hi, Neil.
Yeah, we were able to talk back in Hamvention season during our Dayton preview here on the show. We had you guys on to talk about the forum that took place at Hamvention about the 100th anniversary of WWV. And now we know a lot more about the special event and some of the festivities that are going to take place. So that's coming up real soon. So, Dave, let's hear about the final plans and details for the on-air part of that 100th anniversary celebration.
Well, we're very busy getting ready, just trying to make sure all the pieces, parts are in place. And we met this afternoon. We do a video conference every week. And so I really feel like things are coming together. You wonder at points, but it really is. We're going to be on the air starting on Friday night. That would be September 27th, but we're going to start at 0 hours on September 28th UTC. So here in the West, we start at 6 o'clock. On the East Coast, it'll be 8 o'clock in the evening on that Friday. And, of course, 5 o'clock on the West Coast. But we'll get started. We're going to be operating a variety of different modes. We'll be doing digital, CW, single sideband. The digital, I think we've settled in on. We're going to be focused in on FT8. I know there's some demand for other digital formats, but we're going to try to use the KISS philosophy, keep it simple, and hopefully that works out well. So anyhow, we're getting ready for all of that. That's going to run for 5 full days, and we'll have our schedule up on our website. We have a website, WWV100.com. And we'll post our operating schedule. The operating schedule's up there already. And you have to look at it. It's just a Google spreadsheet that's got a color code and tells what mode we'll be operating and on what bands. And we'll try to stick to that schedule. We'll have a 5th station that's going to be also set up to be sort of a very flexible station. If we have an opportunity, a special guest that comes in and would like to operate a little while, then they'd have that opportunity to do that. We're going to contact schools, and we got some museums lined up as well. So we're hoping to keep that as sort of a flexible station. Also, we're going to have a 6-meter operation from that same sort of extra station. So we're going to venture into the 6-meter realm and do some meteor scatter digital. So got some great guys working on that here and very tuned into that whole world. So they're going to be offering that up for a lot of people to be able to get to the station via digital, via meteor scatter. I think that's pretty neat. So there's a lot going on, Neil. It's a little hard to wrap up into one explanation, but it'll be a lot of fun. The camp.
Yeah, I think what Matt said was that on email that after this is over, that you could do just about anything, maybe even run a 3-ring circus.
Well, not exactly, and this is certainly not my effort. This is a team effort. I just happen to be the guy that has a little bit more flexibility in his day, so I get called on to do the oddball things. But it's really a group effort. The Northern Colorado Amateur Radio Club. We're getting help from Rocky Mountain Ham, which is a big organization throughout Colorado. They're going to provide us with a comm trailer and several towers for our beams, so we're excited to have them involved. We have a small startup club, Fort Collins CW group, that's going to support the operations of the event as well. So it's really all of these different organizations across Colorado coming together to make this a really fun event.
It sounds like a great event, and really looking forward to all of it. And Matt, you've got some celebration going on down in Albuquerque. Is that right?
That is correct. First of all, I do want to say that Dave and his crew have poured themselves into this upcoming special event station, and I'm just astounded. All the guys at the radio station are in awe about how organized and hardworking these guys are. And so there's a shout out to them. But I've been invited to the Duke City Hamvention in Albuquerque, and I will be speaking Sunday morning, the 22nd of September, I believe it is, about the history of the 100-year history of WWV. So if anyone's in the area and can make it, I'm sure they'd love to have you. So that'll be doing my part.
All right, sounds good. So Albuquerque on September 22nd, and if you get a chance to get out there and see Matt and hear about the 100th anniversary, that'd be a great opportunity. Well, Dave, I noticed that you guys did a test run because, you're out there operating where there's all kinds of RF. And so you decided to do a test run. I'd say that was a great idea. So what did that entail, and how did that test run go?
Well, we went out a couple weekends ago on a Saturday, and we had a lot of help from, like I said, the whole crew, and other people joined us as well. We had David Kasdan from Case Western Reserve University in Cleveland actually flew out to help us and to get oriented with what's going on. He's going to be doing a wonderful festival of frequency measurement event along with the WWV event. We'll have more on the website about that later. But we had a great group of people. We got one of our beams put together. We're using StepIR beams that were loaned to us from StepIR, and they're just a great, incredible tool once you get to working with it. So we got that assembled, set up, got used to working with the beam. The big question was the RF environment for sure. And of course, we're going to be using bandpass filters just to isolate ourselves from each other. But we do have to do some notch filtering. So we've got some stub filters that are going on the receive end of things coming into into a radio. We took on a challenge, and we're trying to operate 30 meters, and so we're only 100 kilohertz away from a 10 kilowatt broadcast, and it's 100 yards from us. So that definitely, the background noise is up, and when we do the filtering, we have a tendency to drop everything. So we're looking at some crystal filtering options as well. But we're going to give 30 meters a go. That would be our real challenge to see, especially with everybody being 200 watts and less. So it'll be a lot of fun. We'll give it a try.
Yeah, anytime you're in a high RF situation like that, and then you've got multiple transmitters on multiple frequencies at the same time, that's got to be a challenge. So I'm glad that the test run went well. Well, last time you were on the show, we were talking about a song about WWV, and after the show, I had to go find it. I had to go listen to it, and I found it. It's by Science Park, and it's a one-man band. His name is Mike Weiskopf, and he was kind enough to give us permission to play part of the song tonight. So if you like it and you want the rest of it, you can go over to Science Park at sciencepark.la, and you can download those tracks from there. So we're going to take a moment here and listen to this song. Now, Dave, you've heard this song too. What are your thoughts here on the song before we play it?
Well, this is a really interesting album. I mean, it came out in 1990. Is that right? 1998, something like that. So it's about 20-year-old album. And Mike is in Southern California, so it has that Southern California 1990s feel to the music a little bit, which I think is kind of fun. So it's a neat. It's interesting. When I played it for the guys at the station, they were astounded. Let's just put it that way. But I think it's fun. And to be honest with you, I think Mike Weiskopf, he just put out a new album So if people do go check out Science Park LA, it's a really good album and very different, and a much more mature musician, and a lot of fun to listen to that one too. So he has some very good music. I like the song you're about to play, so I'm ready.
All right, well, let's give a listen. This is Science Park and WWV right here on Ham Talk Live. All right, so there you go. So if you want to hear the rest of that, sciencepark.la. And Mike, thanks for letting us use that. And Dave, Mike's got a lot of WWV recordings too.
Yeah, he's got an amazing collection of WWV throughout history, and really starting about the 1940s. Doesn't go back further than that, but it's really interesting to hear some of the announcements. It's got leap seconds in there. If you're a time fanatic, you're going to love to listen to that extra leap second thrown in there a few times. And it's a very good recordings. He also has gone around the world recording shortwave broadcasts from all over the planet, and I've never seen a collection anything like it. So if people have a chance to go check that out, there are links to those sound recordings, I think, from Science Park, but we'll have to. I haven't been to that site, so not exactly sure. Keep an eye on Mike Weisskopf, though, for some really interesting recordings. I think they're great.
Yeah, I know you were telling me about some of that earlier, and I haven't had a chance today to go listen, but I want to go listen to some of those leap seconds and some of that stuff. So we'll check that out. But Mike, thanks for letting us use that tonight, and it was a lot of fun. So again, sciencepark.la is where you will find that song if you're interested in hearing the rest of that and downloading that. I did that after we talked back in May. And so it's on my phone now all the time. Well, let's talk about the QSL card for the special event and the certificates and whatever else you've got planned. And the call sign is WW0WWV. So tell us how people can contact the special event station and get that confirmation.
Well, we just have a QSO. We were going to have everything uploaded to OQRS and Club Log, Logbook of the World, as fast as we can get it up there as well. But OQRS has a very neat new service that is a mapping service. And so you can actually watch the contacts coming in from around the world. I've seen it on other DX expeditions in different forms, and it's really kind of neat. So we're glad that they just announced that they have that tool, and we're going to try to take advantage of that. The QSL cards will be through OQRS and a PayPal. We'll probably get the cards out several weeks after the event because we want to include photographs of the event and at the site and everything. So the cards are designed, but have yet to be populated with some good images from the event. And Matt, you've got something going on too, right?
I do. I am looking at providing a QSL card for just one day on October 1st of this year, marking the 100th anniversary. And certainly anyone who hears us on October 1st, they're more than welcome to write to us, or you can reach us by email at wwv@nist.gov and send in a reception report, and we'll send you a 100th anniversary QSL card. And we interestingly just ran out of our old style QSL cards, which have been around for longer than I've been at the station. They're more than 30 years old. We finally ran out, and actually I'm kind of glad because they were kind of not colorful. You know,
a little old-fashioned.
Yeah, they were. And so I'm looking forward to, over the years here coming up, to rotate through some different photographs we have and maybe make them more colorful and more exciting after the event comes and goes October 1st.
All right, so you've got a chance to get a card on October 1st just by listening to WWV and sending in a signal report. And then if you work WW0DAS, you can get on OQRS and request a card that way and take care of that. So lots of good stuff going on with the WWV 100th Anniversary Special Event. So we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to take your calls and your questions at 812-638-4261 and on Twitter, and we'll talk more with Matt and Dave after this word from ICOM right here on Ham Talk Live. Heard it, worked it, logged it. It's time to get the transceiver that's best suited for your lifestyle. ICOM offers a variety of high-performance and innovative products. Make the most out of contest season with one of these ICOMs today. The IC7610 is the SDR every ham wants. This high-performance SDR has the ability to pick out the faintest of signals, even in the presence of stronger adjacent ones. The IC7610 by ICOM is a direct sampling, software-defined radio that will change the world's definition of an SDR transceiver. It has RF direct sampling, 110 RMDR, independent dual receiver, and dual digicel. The IC7300 is changing the way entry-level HF is designed. This high-performance, innovative HF transceiver with a compact design will far exceed your expectations. With RF direct sampling, 15 discrete bandpass filters, a large 4.3-inch color touchscreen, real-time spectrum scope, and SD memory card slot. And, of course, the IC7851 keeps your competitive contesting edge with faster processors, higher input gain, higher display resolution, and a cleaner signal. ICOM's IC7851 is the pinnacle of HF perfection. It has dual receivers, digital IF filters, memory keyer, digital voice recorder, high-resolution spectrum waterfall display, enhanced PC connectivity, and an SD memory card slot. For more information on ICOM radios, be sure to visit icomamerica.com/amateur.
Join the conversation. Give us a call at 812-NET-HAM1. That's 812-638-4261. Now, here's more Ham Talk Live. Ham Talk Live. All ham, all the time.
Thanks to ICOM America for sponsoring the show once again tonight. Check them out at icomamerica.com/amateur. And Ham Talk Live is at hamtalklive.com. And we're here on the air every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And be sure to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And it's time now for your calls. So if you have a question or comment for Dave or Matt, give us a call right now at 812-638-4261. That's 812-NET-HAM1, 812-638-4261. Or tweet us. It's at Ham Talk Live on Twitter. And if you're listening to us on WTWW or on the podcast edition, we're not here, because it's Thursday right now, so we're not here. So you're not going to be able to reach us, but we're glad that you're listening anyway. So while we're waiting on some of those questions to roll in, let's talk a little bit about the museums and schools, Dave, that you've got some some schedules planned and trying to involve some of those schools, because you're the school teacher at heart like I am. So tell us about some of those plans.
Well, we've put out the word to the School Club Roundup group, and we've gotten at least a half dozen schools very interested in contacting us. And also, we've had a couple of universities that I think are really actually very tied into the history of radio that are interested. The University of Pittsburgh has an amateur club that we're going to have a scheduled contact with. And then also in your home state, Purdue is going to have a contact with us. And they were nice enough to fill us in that Purdue, the club is actually older than WWV, which I think is...
Oh, wow. W9YB is older than WWV. I did not know that.
And it was started by Dr. Fessenden, I think. I think I might have said his name wrong, but the inventor of AM radio was also key in starting the Purdue Electrical Engineering Department. And so their station has been around a long time. So it'd be really fun to have contacts with them. We have a local museum in town. The public part of the celebration has been really scaled back to a rather small group of people that are going to actually celebrate the event on October 1st. But we're going to have our local museum, the Museum of Discovery in Fort Collins. It's going to have some hams down there. We're going to have scheduled QSOs back and forth and questions up to the operators up at the special event station. But it'll be a chance for the public to come in and get a little exposure to ham radio. They're going to have some historical documents from when the station was first brought to Fort Collins from the museum, which is kind of fun too. So it's really going to tie the community into that as well. And if there are other museums out there as well, would love to reach out and have some scheduled contacts. I think of the Paddock Museum in Minnesota would be a good one to go to.
And we're gonna get K9 SOU in there too. So we're
yes.
So.
We have to figure that out. We'll get that.
Yeah, we got to figure that out.
You have to get your step IR working better, right?
Yeah, worked on it today, and I think maybe I've got a lead on the problem. So we'll see how that goes. I think I got it figured out. 40 was great. 20 was not doing well, but got a lead, so we're going to try it.
Yeah, we'll see if we'll do 40 or 20. We'll try both. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, or maybe we'll get our dipole up by then. We don't know. We're going to give it a shot anyway. Well, we've got a couple of questions that have come in on Twitter, so let's take a look at those. And this one I'm assuming is about WWV itself, so this may be one for Matt. KC7ZIE would like to know, what is the power that is broadcasted, and do you do tours?
The power that is broadcasted, the three frequencies that we consider our primary frequencies, 5 megahertz, 10 megahertz, and 15 megahertz, they're all 10 kilowatts. And then we have 2.5 megahertz, 20 and 25 megahertz, and they're all 2.5 kilowatts. And the question of tours does come up a lot. Unfortunately, since 18 years ago yesterday, we've been told to scale back or eliminate the tours, though on rare occasions we have gotten permission to let in like a large radio club, something where we can, vet a large group of people, and it's more efficient for the staff to get in a large group. So if a, radio club wants to take a tour, we've been able to accommodate them, but it's been pretty rare.
All right. Very good. And I guess this one would be for either one of you. Carl, KD9HQT, wants to know, how is the QRM around Fort Collins, and do you think that the band conditions will be good without conditions interfering, since the station is out in the country?
The you definitely a lot less static. And so you get out of the city, you get away from all the fluorescent lights. So where we can hear on the band, where we don't have a harmonic landing on top of us, it's actually really a good environment. And so I was surprised. S1, S2 type of thing with any static. So down low. In town, it could be S5, 6. Just depends on the time of day, that type of thing. So,
especially around the hospital, a lot of noise.
I've noticed that. I drive, for whatever reason, driving by that, and I do a HF net when I'm driving home in the middle of the day. And you're right. So cities are bad. I would love to live out in the country, but that's also a little tough to do as well. So, but WWV is a very nice location as far as the QRN and the QRM. It definitely is a little quieter there. It's very nice.
As long as you're not on a harmonic.
As long as you're harmonic or sitting there, 100 kilohertz off. But we're going to make 30 meters work.
All right. Sounds good. And welcome to Carl's dad's listening. So Carl's up visiting his dad. So welcome. Thanks for listening in tonight to us. And if you have a question, you can tweet us. It's at Ham Talk Live, or better yet, give us a call. It's 812-638-4261, 812-NET-HAM1, and we'll try to get your questions answered. We're talking about WWV tonight and the 100th anniversary with Dave Swartz, W0DAS and Matt Deutch, N0RGT, the chief engineer at WWV. Dave, I know that there were some plans for open house, and then there were some changes. Can you tell us a little bit about what's going on with the open house?
Well, the open house is now a closed house, I suppose is the best way to put it. And, that was something, the one thing that we've done very well with NIST and with the special event station is that we've kept ourselves separate from one another. And so what NIST decides is really not going to impact us, other than the fact that they're not going to have the doors open for anybody just to come up and see the station. The operators that are going to be at WW0 for the special event station, we are going to get a chance to make sure that those operators get to visit the actual WWV station. And so we'll be able to, like Matt said, we'll have a bigger group, and it will be busy, and we'll keep those guys busy, but we'll do a tour for the operators. And the government is concerned, we have to give them a list of who's going in and things like that. So it's not your normal government facility. They don't necessarily have all of the same precautions up, and so they do want to be careful as far as having people coming in and walking just through the property. It just wouldn't work very well. It's a big area, so it would be tough to manage it.
And Neil, if I could add on to ZIE's question about the tours, if you go on YouTube, there is one radio group that we did take through several years ago, and somebody videotaped a large portion of it. Our videotape shows you how old I am. It's recorded on their phone, a large portion of video, and obviously not the same as a live tour, but it does cover a lot of the bases, and I would recommend searching for that on YouTube. And until we hopefully our public affairs people said they would like to do a professional tour through there with good video equipment and post that in the future.
Oh, that would be nice. So hopefully they will follow through and do that. So that'll be cool. We'll have to keep our eyes open for that. Well, if you have a question, give us a call at 812-638-4261 or tweet us at Ham Talk Live, and we're going to finish things up here pretty soon. So if you have a question, now is the time. 812-638-4261 or tweet us. Guys, anything that we've left out here that we need to bring up?
I can't think of anything else, but we really appreciate being able to come on and talk about this with you, Neil, and everybody else on Ham Talk Live. And we're excited about the event. I hope people tune us in. We'll do our best to have as many QSOs with everybody that we can. And I'm very excited. I'll put it that way.
We're looking forward to it. It's going to be fun.
All right. Well, there you have it. Before we go, Dave, let's remind everybody how they can find you on the air and find the website and all the information that they need to know here for the big special event in a couple of weeks.
Well, the best way to learn about the event is to go visit our website, WWV100.com. And we will update that and have current operating frequencies and things like that during the event posted. There is an operator schedule posted on that website, so you could go look and see what modes we're operating when. And again, we'll start on Friday evening, local U.S. time. That'll be 0 hours on the 28th of September, and we'll go for 5 days until the end of October 2nd. And we'll be on all the HF bands. We will not be doing 12 meters, and nothing scheduled on 17, the warp bands. We are going to do 30, and we will be trying to do 160 and 80 as well, so we'll see how that goes.
Okay, so be sure to check out WWV100.com and get all that information. Well, guys, have a great time. I'm envious. I wish I could be out there and check all that out, but it should be a really great time.
You had to get that in there, didn't you?
I had to do it. It's the chemistry teacher in me. I tell my kids, we actually, as science teachers, we actually have to take classes on how to tell bad science jokes.
Oh, absolutely. It's part of your training. That you definitely get that from your cooperating teacher when you're student teaching too.
Oh yeah, so, absolutely.
Well,
so we had to get it in there.
We'll be listening for you, WB9VBG, and what modes do you like to operate, Neil?
I'll operate just about anything. Now, my CW is pretty rusty, so I kind of avoid CW, but sideband, PSK, FT8, FM, sideband, whatever works.
Well, we'll definitely look for us FT8 and sideband, and CW if you warm up a little bit.
Yeah, I have to warm up a little bit. And satellite. Can't forget satellite.
There you go. Hey,
added that in the last few years. So
absolutely. All righty.
Okay. Well, that's going to be it for tonight. So, guys, thanks so much for coming on the show, and have a great time and enjoy it. And congratulations on making it to 100. And we hope to hear WWV on for many, many years to come.
Me too. Thank you, Neil.
Thanks, Neil.
All right. Well, that is a wrap for this week's edition of Ham Talk Live. Thanks to my guests, Dave Swartz, W0DAS, and Matt Deutch, N0RGT, and everybody out there in cyberspace for listening and typing in tonight. And I invite you back next Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time when Joe Karsha, NJ1Q, and Michelle Patnode, W3MVP, will be here to talk about ARRL's podcast, So Now What? And for a list of all of our upcoming guests, visit hamtalklive.com. And if you like the show, please leave us a review. That helps us out a lot and helps others find us faster. So for now, this is Neil Rapp, WB9VPG, saying 7375, and may the good DX be yours.
WWV. All the time, all the time.